Because we end up in a vicious cycle where, oh no, I'm having negative thoughts. Oh shit, I'm an idiot. Oh shit, I'm a negative person. Oh, I suck, right? And then what does that cause? More negative thoughts, and you end up in this negative spiral. What's up, guys? Ricky here. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to end negative thinking, how to stop being trapped by this mind that is so powerful, and how to use it to your advantage. So, the first thing I want to start off with is with a story. I used to suffer from deep social anxiety. It was crippling. I struggled to make good relationships. I struggled to make deep connections with people. I struggled to make friends. And it all happened. It was weird. It happened to me so quickly. I lost my identity in a way. And then I went through a process of healing and I refound myself. And through that entire process of healing until this point now, I became aware of the way my mind worked because I actually observed it and I actually got to know myself. I became conscious of the things that I had to do to change to become the person that I wanted to be. I'm going to share with you how I was able to shift my mind from a place of judgment and anxiety, right? And so I could win the battle against my mind, to use it to its maximum potential, because the mind is so powerful. It's such a powerful instrument that if you have it working against you, you're never gonna get anything done. But if you have it work for you in the direction that you want it, you can channel it using your gifts and your talents, then you're basically unstoppable, because we all have certain abilities and talents and skills and gifts that we can use, that we can channel through literally any path in life to get literally whatever we want. So how do we stop negative thinking? Here's a thought experiment. Imagine if people congratulated you when you got sad, or when you had a negative thought, or when you thought bad about yourself. Just imagine, hypothetical scenario, like oh my god, that person just said some shit about me. Fuck yeah. Like, I can't get these negative thoughts out of my head. I'm sad. I'm depressed. Hell yeah. Imagine if that's the world we lived in, where you were conditioned from the time that you grew up that anytime you had a negative thought, anytime you were sad, anytime you were depressed, you were congratulated. The point I'm getting at is that it's not the fact that you're sad, it's not the fact that you're having negative thoughts, it's your resistance to those negative thoughts. So the number one and easiest way to get rid of negative thoughts is stop resisting negative thoughts. Don't resist them. Let them come. Soak them in. There's a reason why they're there. They're there to protect us, right? We can have too much of it, right? But it's the fact that you're resisting it that keeps them coming. Because we end up in a vicious cycle where, oh no, I'm having negative thoughts. Oh shit, I'm an idiot. Oh shit, I'm a negative person. Oh, I suck, right? And then what does that cause? More negative thoughts, and you end up in this negative spiral to the pit of hell. So how do we stop that? To break the cycle, you have to realize that it's not the fact that you're having negative thoughts, it's the fact that you are resisting the negative thoughts. When I realized that, it's like, it's the resistance. Your resistance to your current reality is what's actually causing the suffering. It's not your actual circumstance, because we've all heard the saying, it's not about what is happening, it's about how you are reacting to what is happening. Reality is actually shaped up here. Everyone is living a different reality by the lens they put on, by the way they see the world, by the way they view things. And you can see that right now in the world of political views and all this chaos and all this crazy shit. Everyone has a different idea, a different reality that they live in. And so that's why people form different opinions about things. So to end your negative thinking, how do we actually stop resisting? What's the tactical way? Tell me the tactical way to stop resisting negative thoughts, right? Because I can't help it. Oh, you can't. Yeah, I can't stop resisting. And that's where meditation is so important. The practice of meditation allows you to create separation. Meditation is the skill of creating separation between you and your thoughts and your emotions. If you can separate and you can slow down and you can observe when a thought emerges from the subconscious mind, and it emerges into your mind's eye, and you see it. You're not involved in it. You're just observing it. You're not attached to the thought. And then when you observe it, let's say an emotion arises. You're observing everything that's happening. If emotion arises like something negative, something, maybe it's a thought of self-judgment, an emotion is going to be triggered by that. And you, because you're meditating, you're observing, you have been able to slow down the trigger. And when you can slow down the trigger, you can realize the thought that has triggered you. And when the trigger comes, right? What happens when a trigger comes? When an emotional trigger happens, we feel it in our body. That's where we feel emotions. We feel emotions in the body, wherever they may be. Like when you're heartbroken, you feel it. You actually feel it. It's a very, very strong emotion when you're heartbroken. We can all relate to this. Observe where it is in the body. That's how you slow down. You observe it. The more you clench, that's your resistance. Open up. Breathe through it as you continue to build this skill. It's the skill of how to combat negative emotions. It's the skill of how to channel your mind, because we're dealing with this brain or this mind our entire lives. Like, why are we not taught this from first grade? Like, hey man, eventually your mind is going to turn on you, probably. Some of us are lucky, and this is how you do it. This is how you meditate. This is how you observe your mind. This is how you observe your emotions. And this is how you breathe through and relax through it, because the worst thing you can do is resist it. Imagine if they just taught us that for one class in like second grade or something. How different this world would be. Eliminating resistance. Letting the negative thoughts flow. Let them consume you. Observe it, right? And breathe through it. And the more you just allow yourself, because there's a reason why that negative thought is there. It needs to be processed, not suppressed. And you observe and you let it exist within you temporarily. Eventually it just dissipates and you're back to normal again. And it's a cycle, and it's a skill, and it's a process that you will continue cycling through forever, right? And there's some periods where, like for me, 9 years ago, where this was very intense for me. I was struggling a lot, but as you continue to build a skill, it gets more manageable. And before you know it, you get to a place where you feel so good about yourself internally that it's very hard to start feeling bad, because I don't have a negative association to negative feelings or to negative thoughts anymore. They are just thoughts. The negative is not associated with those things anymore. They're just part of life. They're just what exists. They're just what is. And when you get to that point, you're way more integrated with reality. And that's what we want to be as human beings. We want to be integrated with our current reality. And we want to see things as they are. And accepting them as they are and how we feel them, controlling this and controlling our emotions, is the number one skill you have to continue building and always build for the rest of your life. It's the requirement to play the game of life. So that is what I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoy this video. And like and subscribe if you got some value out of this, all right? Love you guys and best of luck.